Hey Blades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena at another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Hannah Jo Groves alongside Jake Maurice. Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Saturday, Florida Everblades fans, was the game of the season, I would say, here at home.
Oh yeah, not even particularly close. I mean,
yeah.
9 goals.
9 goals, 9
league
to 2.
High.
Yes.
9 goals in a game this season.
4 goals
Sam
from
Stang
one person.
in one period.
It had everything. Fights.
It was
more goals. Fights. Everything that you want in a hockey game.
Everything you could ever want from an Everblades win against Orlando, the in-state rival.
Yes.
There on Saturday night.
As you can see, we're still overwhelmed by it a couple days later. We're very excited to get into all of that. So let's first go to an interview that we have. Our Camille Frick got to talk to Sam Stang after he got 4 goals in one period. Let's take a look.
Hey Blades fans, Camille Frick postgame with Sam Stang. Sam, tonight was your first home game back as an Everblade. Tell me how it feels.
It felt great to go out there and get that kind of result and play that way. It was a lot of fun.
4-goal game for you tonight. What exactly prompted that explosion in the second period?
That's a great question. Sometimes they just go in for you. My teammates were making great plays out there and just telling me to shoot the puck, so that's kind of what we were sticking with.
You had a hat trick earlier this season. What is it about this group that works with your game so well?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great group. They've obviously had success all year, and I'm lucky to be back and trying to contribute to it.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Camille. So, Jake, let's get a little more into this. 2 of his goals were 9 seconds apart.
Yes.
How was he so able to create or find chances and execute on them in that second period?
I mean, as you heard him say, he's always going to give credits to his line mates first. But for him in particular, he's a very smart player. One of the smartest the Everblades have had this season. He has a real knowledge of where he needs to be on the ice to make the right play at the right moment, sets himself up in good spots. And then he's a guy like Carson Gisevich who can score in multiple different ways. He's good net front. He's got good size there. He has a really good shot, so he can score from a bit outside or when set up in a good spot. He can go to the net at the side and put home a rebound, get it over a goaltender in a scrum. He knows how to find different ways to score, and his line mates know how to find him. He's getting more chemistry with them, and yeah, first game back on home ice in a couple months. Great to see him back out there, and he has certainly ingratiated himself well to the fans once again.
Absolutely, yes. He is fitting in very, very well. So, yes, as we said, not only a win, a dominant win, and we know that the Orlando team is definitely in a kind of rebuilding on the fly, as Coach Ralph did say. But what did it take to get a dominant win? Not play down to the competition, but for the Blades to stay elevated in their game. What did that take overall from them on Saturday?
Yeah, because that's what good teams do. They beat the teams that are lower than them in the standings, and they beat them handily, right?
Yeah.
It's not a great sign if you're struggling, no offense, against the likes of the Solar Bears.
Right.
So Florida came out, they get the lead 1-0 after the first period, and then with that lead, they go into the locker room, they make some adjustments, they know they're in a good spot, and with the adjustments they make, they just take over. Florida is such a good team at adapting their game plan to what the game situation is, seeing how their opponent plays, and coming out in the second and third period and just getting better and better. We've seen it all season. It's reflected in the Everblades goal totals where it goes first, gets better in the second, and then even better in the third period. It's just how Florida plays.
Yeah.
They make good adaptations to their opponent's game plan, take over the game, and more often than not, come away with the big wins.
So getting more into that, though, who were the guys that really stood out to you as the major? I mean, we had a lot of contributors on Saturday night, but who were the main ones that really stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, 15 guys pick up a point in that game, so everyone was contributing in some way. Okay, we talked about Sam Stang.
Yes.
That was pretty obvious.
Yes.
Jordan Sambrook,
yes.
3 assists in the game, a +4 rating, now tied for the league lead with Marcus Crawford in plus-minus this year at a +51. So good things happen when Jordan Sambrook is on the ice. Oliver Cooper, a Gordie Howe hat trick, goal, assist, and a big fight that got the crowd riled up in the second period. Mm-hmm. Just really an Oliver Cooper kind of game for himself.
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone else found a way to chip in here and there throughout the game. And that's what's great. Even though in a game like this, yes, certain guys show up more than others. That's just the nature of 9 goals.
Yep.
Everyone managed to be a part of it. And you need that. You can't rely on one line carrying you through. Maybe it works for a game or two here and there. It's not going to work for 16 to help you win a Kelly Cup. If Florida's going to go deep and go where they want to, put another banner up in the rafters, then they need performances like last night. Well, 9 goals, obviously. Yes, that'd be great. But also, you need games where everyone is rolling, every line is showing up, helping contribute to the offense, helping in their own zone.
Yeah.
Because, lost in the 9-2 is that they only gave up 2 goals the other way and were strong defensively again and didn't allow Orlando back into the game.
Well, yeah, we got to show off the depth, definitely. I'm glad you brought up the fight because I kind of wanted to ask a fun question because it was such a fun game. They say Saturday night's all right for fighting. It definitely was. You brought up Oliver Cooper. What were some other moments that stood out to you from some of the fights during the game? Anything really stick with you over these past couple of days?
Well, we had Hudson Elenick get in a fight as well, and he's added a bit of an edge to his game. Reed Duke was very physical, and he's added a little bit more of that. A number of guys from Florida's team have gotten a little bit more sandpaper to their game as the year has gone along, and you love to see that, especially going into the playoffs where you need that. It's great to see it, and of course, I mean, you heard the crowd there Saturday night. They love it. They love it. It's almost as good as the goals to them.
Oh, yeah. And I would say the whole atmosphere was electric. It felt like the spirit behind a playoff game, which is great because we're going into that spirit soon.
Yes, that's the kind of crowd energy that in a game that isn't 9-2. Let's say it's a 2-2 game. That's the kind of crowd energy that can really be the difference in a home game for these Blades,
1,000%.
where you need that little bit of energy. You're tired. It's game 6 of a series. You have a chance to put them away, but there's a lot of pressure. A crowd giving you that boost like that, that can help you win those important games in the playoffs. We've seen it before.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So now they've had a few days off, the Blades have, after a long road trip, and then come in here playing one last game against Orlando. Couple days to rest. What do you feel like that rest will kind of do for them as they come into tonight?
Well, you need it. You need it not just tonight, but going down the rest of the way. So including tonight's game, we have 10 games left on the schedule before the start of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Florida's already clinched a spot, so we know we're in the playoffs. We've still got a little bit of work to do to lock down the division, but Florida does have a comfortable lead for it right now. Really, the priority for this team are kind of polishing up the game, making sure it's as ready to go for the playoffs as possible, little things here and there, and then really staying healthy is the main key, right? Doesn't matter if we're top of the division, all that, if half of our players that brought us there can't play in the playoffs, right? So we want to keep everything healthy, cycle some guys in and out of the lineup, move up guys up and down the line chart to kind of give them as much rest as possible and get guys ready to go so that once April hits and we're in the postseason, these guys are as healthy as possible so that we can go on a deep run.
All right, well, let's put a smaller lens on that. Tonight, the Savannah Ghost Pirates are here. We need the direct effect marketing, 3 keys of the game. What is it going to take to extend a pretty nice home win streak that we have going on?
Well, be ready to play emotionally because this is a very desperate Savannah team. Right now, they are only 4 points ahead of Jacksonville for the final playoff spot in the South Division. Very much not safe. They've lost 5 of 6, so they put themselves into this situation. They know they need wins. They're starting a 9-game road trip tonight. So they are very much going to be running the gauntlet here. And that means they're going to be coming out with an emotional game, and you can't afford to be flat. You need to be right there with them for it. Second off, the penalty kill, it's been looking for a little bit of a reset. It's the one thing for Florida over the last couple weeks that kind of has slipped a little bit, which is surprising because the Everblades penalty kill overall is second in the league. It's been great all year, but it's had some struggles recently. Gave up 1 goal on Saturday, has given up power play goals in most of the last 2 weeks, so it's not been where it needs to be, but you're going up against one of the lower ranked power plays in the ECHL on a team that has been rolling recently, so it's a perfect chance to reset tonight. And then finally, the physical edge we talked about. You need that in a game like tonight. This is a Savannah team that, as mentioned, is desperate, but also wants to add some of that element to their game. They're a younger team with speed. You check them on the boards, you slow them down, you kind of muck and grind your way through it, and that can take away from their game plan and help yours to grab another win tonight.
Well, the good news is we definitely showed that we were capable of that on Saturday night. So hopefully the electricity will keep fueling the Blades tonight. Fans, next up, we've got warm-ups. And then it's the Savannah Ghost Pirates versus your Florida Everblades. We'll see you there.